The Field Report is a part of the Amateur Radio Network. This news clip is from the Hagman Report with Stan Deo about the Californian flooding, weather, and other current events.
Right, that's right. They were like money.
That's right, yeah. Well,
hey,
back to you.
Sorry, go on.
No, back to you.
Okay. While we were in the break there, I was looking up some more information on the storms over in California. And I don't have a link to it, but I'll tell you where it is. It's on a website called The Verge, T-H-E, Verge, which is V-E-R-G, theverge.com. And today's article, one of them is showing that every 200 years, California suffers a storm of biblical proportion. This year's rains are just a precursor to what is coming. They're predicting vast swaths of California to be covered with flood risk, and the runoff will get into the river systems as well, which can make muddy water and stuff. But it's not over. They're saying stand by. And when you've had a drought like that for 5 years, like California had, and you get this much rain, it can do nothing else but run off and take, dirt with it, and the topsoil and things that you need to grow your plants with. So it's a serious issue over there. Yeah. Anyway, you'll see the pictures on there.
Do we know how much of the forecasted rain? I mean, I'm looking here at the map on your page, and you have them updated from from today, the latest rain totals. Do we know how much? I mean, they were predicting, anywhere from 6 to 10 to 13 inches of rain. Is this storm still ongoing, or is it just the beginning, or are we still expected to see a lot more?
Well, from what I saw on the NOAA website, which shows all the precipitation and the winds and all that kind of stuff, I think we're going to see more in the next week. It's with a change in temperature. I'm not sure whether it will be like cold or cool rainstorms. I think we may see some lightning storms and some severe thunder and lightning because of this change in the temperature. Again, it's kind of a guess at it, but I'm just pulling up that wind map now to answer your question here. I'll have a quick look at, let's see, we want to see California. We want to see temperature. Yes, well now. Okay, they're showing cool temperatures in Northern California, and the winds prevailing show they're going to sweep up from like Los Angeles up toward Colorado, and between the border of Oregon and California, going over toward looks like Wyoming. That's just the temperature and the hot wind, but the relative humidity does show a potential for a lot of rain. Right now, along the border between Nevada and California, I'm just going to skip up one day here and see what happens. It shows the rain will spread into more from the mountains going toward the coast of Northern California. And as I said earlier, the eastern half of the United States, from New Madrid, Mississippi, east and north, is just going to get a lot of rain, it looks like, in the next day, looking at these computer models that are used to do this. And it will let off on the 23rd. It looks like it'll start to dry up a bit for California and the southern states.
Yeah, looking here on the Weather Channel, there's a story, at least 8 dead, more than 200 evacuated as Northern California reels from second round of storms. More than 8 people have died as a result of the storms. 200 people were evacuated from flooded San Jose neighborhood. Evacuation order remains in effect in numerous Northern California counties. The spillway gates of the Don Pedro Reservoir were opened for the first time in 20 years, and they said that the flooding from the first round of storms left at least 5 people dead. And then today, they said that the water continues to rise, and another 225 people needed to be evacuated, and 3 other people died. And they expect more rain and water to come in and continue to create more terrible flooding conditions. They said that it's a very serious situation. There's a very high potential for flooding, and there's going to be widespread property damage at the very least. And that is from the Weather Channel.
Well, okay, I agree with that. That's what we're looking at. If you go over to our news page, the main page that Holly updates, with the news, I assume that you do like most people, you get the photo of the day. And if you go to the photo of the day today, it's a graphic showing the billion-dollar weather and climate disasters. I think it's for 2016, last year. The drought, the floods, severe storms, tornadoes, and a tropical cyclone and wildfire all pounded the U.S. lower 48 last year. This was the worst for major disasters in 37 years, except for 2011. And there are a number of things to look at there, with the IDs of where the storms occurred and, earthquakes or whatever. And plus a graph showing the dollar value of the things from 2008, 13, 15, whatever. So I'd click on that and look at the situation that we're faced with here. Another thing that Holly found in the news, which is really good news, and it was a video taken of the rescue of a little 2-year-old girl. Did you see that?
No.
Well, let me just turn it on. She's pulled out alive after being buried under rock, stone, and a mattress that had been put over to try to shield her. The parents, I guess, they put it there. But this is in Damascus, right, in the suburb of Tishreen. And this occurred 2 days ago, and she was buried under all this. And after the building collapse for bombing and warfare, whatever had stopped, the parents came back looking for her. They had thrown this mattress over to protect her, and so they knew that she was under there somewhere. So the team started digging her out, and she'd been in there for, hours and hours. It's not a day or so, and they expected to be pulling out the dead body. But no, as they cleared the mattress, they held the mattress up and started sweeping the stones off of her body. She coughed and cried, and a 2-year-old baby down there, she came out of that alive. It's really quite a miracle, and you get good news stories, and this is one of them. It's really quite remarkable, miraculous, and you thought she'd be dead, but she pulled through it, and I'm sure an angel sat with that young girl. It just, wow. Neat.
That's an amazing story, for sure. It's good news, even though it's a bad situation. It turned out to be good news. It's just something we don't get a lot of these days.
I don't even know how Holly, I talk about, we don't know how she could breathe. If you look at the little rocks and the dirt and dust and stuff piled onto her, and then a mattress on top of that, and then more parts of a building that fell down over it, you think, how, could you breathe? Because there's no breathe hole. She was totally buried down there, but she survived. Holly, do you remember how long that girl survived?
I don't know anything.
Yeah.
It's all in a foreign language.
Yeah, that's true. Well, anyway, you look at that and you're going to get claustrophobic. Wow. Great stuff. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay.
If we can, just looking at some of these stories on the page of your website, one of the things I saw that you or Holly have put up that we've talked about in the first hour with just me and my dad, and the second hour with Leo Holman, is the Trump today, came out and made some statements against anti-Semitism, and we see this increase of threats being made against synagogues and other Jewish institutions. We saw a cemetery vandalized and headstones removed. I think it was 50-some headstones removed from a...
I think they said about 100 had been knocked off.
And then you have Trump saying that anti-Semitism won't be tolerated, it's not going to continue. Then you have the media coming out and saying that Trump is anti-Semitic for what he said. But what do you make about these threats, this increase in threats against Jewish synagogues and institutions and schools?
Well, it's in line with the Bible prophecies, that people are going to be like the Nazis. They're going to be hating Israel and the Jews. Certainly, the world is at a very critical point as far as the threat of nuclear war in the Middle East, and it all centers around Israel trying to protect itself and remain a nation and not give it away or be forced to give it away to the Palestinians or any other country for that matter. Now, we've talked about this, and I still stand by this view that what's going to happen over in the Middle East is going to be blamed on Israel once Israel has to use nuclear weapons to defend itself against various Arab countries, most probably Iran and parts of Syria and Russia. It's going, and even Saudi Arabia might be involved. This is how I wrote about in the Prophetic Perils book. When Israel defends itself with super neat weapons that vaporize, burn armies up, the world is going to be panicked because knowing that Israel will use them, they've kind of broken the unspoken, unwritten code of don't use nukes, use conventional warfare because we can't afford a planetary nuclear war. They're going to panic, and that's why people are going to hate Israel and the Jewish people, thinking that they have caused all the trouble in the world by this nuclear exchange that's going to occur, and that's wrong. But it's biblical, saying that they will look for them, will hunt them out to try to kill them anywhere they are in the world, because the world will hate the Jewish people, and particularly Israeli Jews. But we're going to be in the same boat. The Americans are going to be hated even more than they are now when things break loose over here, when we have a civil war, we have an invasion by Russia and China, whatever. These things are coming. So many of the Christian prophets in our country and over in India even have forecast or prophesied over America and saying that it's going to be destroyed in a civil war and invasion by, China, Russia, and a Middle Eastern country, which we think will either be Saudi Arabia or Iran, but who knows? I can see why people will hate the Jewish people. They will blame it on them because, the atheists, the non-God, non-believers in God will want to put the blame onto someone else for the world's problems. And on that note, I still cannot understand, I can't wrap my mind around the left wing in this country who, peace, love, and harmony led all these migrants and refugees into the country, and, everything will be happy times. Don't want to talk about that there are going to be a percentage of them that are terrorists to destroy the country, and they look the other way. They just la, drink their latte, and, peace, love, and harmony, it's all going to be nice. They don't live in the real world, and they've turned our country into a war zone. They don't know it yet.
Yeah, still, I think what we're seeing is